last night when I was watching Deadpool and Wolverine, after the movie, it made me realize, just how wonderful it is to be immersed within this uh, culture of comic books, superheroes, this nerd culture. It's a beautiful thing. And I when I went to the movies last night, I looked into a packed audience and just seen everybody with the same love that I have for the MCU or even DC movies. I'm only speaking on the MCU just because Deadpool and Wolverine came out, and it's the first time I was able to sit in the movie theaters and enjoy a wonderful Marvel movie. Last time I remember even going to the movies to watch a Marvel movie had to be probably X-Men First Class, and that was 2011. Um, but like I said, Deadpool and Wolverine just reminded me of how much you know this this niche, this culture, this genre means to me and so many other people like me. I I've always, and excuse me for gushing over this culture, but this culture has been a part of my life since I can remember living back in apartments and getting off the school bus. I'm really from Arkansas. I'm not from North Carolina, but yeah, when I get off the school buses in the afternoon, and our apartment building had a comic book shop right across the street, and I could just remember, not having no money at the time, just going in there reading the. This is around the time that the Ultimate Universe was still a thing. For any comic book readers out there that know the Ultimate Universe, um, this is around like the early 2000s. So yeah, I can remember going in there, and I didn't even know anything about comic books at the time. I just knew like or even different universes that they had. Like I knew nothing about the Ultimates or the first you know Ultimate Avengers or the Dark Avengers or whoever. I just knew about the characters. I just wanted to read the characters. But I would just go in there and pick up different comic books and just look at them and just be so immersed that the artwork and the colors that they would like. How did they come up with this stuff? And just I think last night watching the end credits, which I'm not gonna spoil it for too many people. Um, well, actually, I already spoiled it in my other video, so fuck it. But yeah, the ending credits of seeing the behind the scenes, never before seen footage of all the original X-Men movies, the Fantastic Four movies, everything pre MCU that me and so many other people have grown to love over the years. I saw right before my eyes, not only in Deadpool and Wolverine, but at the end credits too. And honestly, it almost brought a tear to my eyes because when I got in my car last night, I had just a wave, these waves of emotion just come over me, just because uh, trauma is such a mind-boggling thing, and trauma can be so hurtful and diminishing to our mental health that we almost don't have anything to lean on. Which and don't get me wrong, for anybody out there, I am a big believer in Jesus. I read my word as many times as I can. I'm definitely not the most religious person, but I definitely try to lean on uh, the word of God more than my own understanding. But outside of that, most people who don't read the Bible or who don't have a relationship with God or the Lord, um, they don't have anything to lean on. And for me at a time, I almost, did not have anything to lean on when it came to, what I was facing at a time at a time. Um, I wasn't too heavy on my reading. I wanted something that wasn't real life, but was almost fun to watch. But I could immerse myself and almost forget about what was going on in the real world. And lo and behold, comic books and superhero movies always seem to have a message way beyond our understanding that we can always comprehend if we look a little deeper. And plus, they always, even though superhero movies or superhero, whatever, they always find tragedy. They always have tragedy with them. They always find a way to come back, from whatever they've been through. If you go back and look at the Avengers Age of Ultron movie, um, they all fell. They were torn apart from the inside by Ultron. As a team, mentally they were done. They had to figure out how could they come back from that. And I believe was that the same, I believe Age of Ultron was this. No, actually, let me back up. Age of Ultron is a good emotional movie to watch, but if you go back and watch the first Avengers when Agent Coulson died, the Avengers, which ironically they're called the Avengers, not the Pre-Vengers, because if they were the Pre-Vengers, they'd have nothing to avenge. But yes, the Avengers, they needed that push because together they almost couldn't work as a team in the first Avengers. They had no ulterior motive. They didn't have anything to avenge until Agent Coulson died. And now they look at themselves in the mirror and they say, oh shit, we were supposed to avenge these people and we let them down because of our own egos, because of where we all come from, who's done what in the past. They had to kind of put all that behind them and rise to the occasion of being the Avengers. Now, to the average person, they're just watching that movie and they're going on about their day. But to somebody who has been under traumatic, who's been under traumatic, experiences like myself or many other people out here, we watch these movies and we find a deeper meaning into them. So much so that we almost feel like they're talking to us. Which movies like the Avengers and Justice League movies or whatever, they always try to have a deeper meaning to where they can um, relate to our real life. They always say art imitates life. I think that goes the same for when we watch the characters on the TV screen. I feel like Captain America can be a beacon of light for somebody who is in the military and trying to find their way. You could be somebody who is in the military and not the biggest and not the strongest and not the tallest, but with time and effort, I mean, you probably won't be the tallest, but with time, effort, and discipline, you can probably have the embodiment spirit of Captain America if you apply it in the gym. And it's more so how you take things. And I look at these movies and I pull from them emotionally and psychologically. It's motivating because not only am I seeing that this person is humanizing himself on screen because he's going through almost some of the same things I went through. I can relate to this person and know that he's always going to be my symbol. Nowhere in any comic book or any movie do you ever see Captain America not be Captain America. He's always going to be standing up for something. He's always going to be fighting. He's always going to, stand for a symbol of something that never changes in any form. You know, real life can change out here. Everything can change out here. But in every instance, in every comic book that I've read, in every movie that I've read, the narrative usually stays the same with the hero, which is they might have a fall from grace, they might go through some stumbles, but they always get back up. I remember watching, I want to say, the first Dark Knight movie with Christian Bale, and I think in the opening credits, I forget where it comes in at, but his dad asks him, "Why do we fall, Bruce?" And Bruce just, I don't know if Bruce answers or his dad answers, but the end quote is, "So we can learn to pick ourselves back up." If you can't pull anything from that quote, and that's a Batman movie, then I don't know what else you can't pull from. All I know is that the trauma that me and most people that are like me, the nerds out there that experience traumatic occurrences in our life, we tend to run to things that we can submerge ourselves in something uh, that can feel comforting and motivating. Not that we're trying to hide from real life, but we're trying to figure out what's our next step after this. So, I'm still trying to figure it out myself. But like I said, I don't know if I've stated this in previous videos, but I did 2 years of psychology, and I feel the best form of psychology is, and I forget the word for it. Oh, speculative fiction. Um, which will be more on that later in a different subject. But thank you all for tuning in to No Limit Zay channel. I hope this video reaches the comic book nerd or the person that is just struggling with trying to find something to cope with. Drugs and alcohol are cool, but I'm a cannabis user, but understand that it's only temporary. At some point, you're gonna need something that's helping up here rather than just helping here. So please, everybody, stay inspired, stay tuned into the channel. If you haven't already, go watch Deadpool and Wolverine. It's already out. And stay tuned for more to come. Peace.